Hey there, friends. Thank you for joining me on our next story time today. I know it's been a little while since we've had a good story, so thanks for joining me again. We're going to see who is going to tune in today. We've had so many friends joining from all over. I know the Dolans are here. Hey, guys. And so we've just been looking for some extra books in my house because, like I told you, hey Collins family, we're running out of books a little bit at my house, but I still have a couple to go. So we are gonna just keep doing some story times and keep reading together. So families, just a reminder, if you are watching, to turn your phone not like this, but like this, because that way the kids will be able to see the pages a little bit better. And so today we're going to read a story. Hey Lucas, hey buddy, hey Knox, hey Sophie. Today we're going to read a story about a mole. And you know what? A mole is an animal that looks kind of like this guy. And you know, I even have a mole living in my yard. You might too if you live anywhere near where I live. The way that you know that you have a mole living in your yard is you can kind of see all these little tunnels running through your grass. And so that's where moles live. They kind of dig these tunnels with their claws into your grass, and they run through the tunnels in their yards so that they can get to their home and get to their food. And so today we're going to learn about Diggy Mole, who loses his home and has to find a new home. Hey Davis family. And so we're going to learn all about homes. And you know, your home is hopefully someplace where you can feel safe and loved and comfortable. Your home might be a house. It might be an apartment. It might be a condo. You might live on a boat. Your home might have a bunch of people in it, or it might just have a few people in it. But your home generally has like your family members and your favorite people in it. Hey Ostermillers, thanks for tuning in. Your home is somewhere where all your stuff is, like you know exactly where your toys are, you know exactly where your mom hides your favorite snacks. Your home is where you can cozy up in your favorite seat when it's movie night to watch a movie. And so moles have homes that they like too, just like we do. In fact, a little bit about what I like in my home is I like it to be kind of warm. I like my house a little warm and cozy. I like it to be really bright, and so I always have all the lights on and all the windows open. I like to have lots of really cozy blankets around. I like fuzzy pillows. And in my home, I like to have lots of plants because it makes me feel like I'm outside, which I kind of like. So that's a little bit about my home. We are going to learn a little bit about Diggy's home in a little bit. And parents, I did want to note one thing. Some of you have asked if we can start reading some books that are maybe a little bit targeted for some older kids, and we are definitely going to do that. So if you will just stay tuned at the end, I'll talk about that a little bit more. But for now, we're going to go ahead and read Diggy Mole's new home. And we'll see what he is up to today. So here, Diggy Mole's new home. Hey, Danica. All right, here we go. Diggy is a mole. His coat is black and soft. He can dig in the ground with his strong front claws. See those claws? He digs a long tunnel under the field by the river. And this is where Diggy lives, in a cozy home at the end of the tunnel. When the sun shines, Diggy Mole loves to sit and look at the river. Oh, that's a nice home, huh? Look, there's even a fish in the river there. That looks like a nice home. And he's reading a book, just like we are. Way to go, Diggy Mole. Hey, Bryson. Hey, buddy. Hey, Beth. Today, Diggy wakes up with wet feet. Oh, no. When he jumps out of bed, he lands in a puddle. Splash. Plop, plop, plop. He goes along to his front door, and he looks outside. What can I do now? I know what this is. It's a flood, says Diggy. Oh, no, look at that. His whole home is flooded. There's water everywhere. Oh, no. Moles do not like to live in water, huh? The water from the river has made a flood in his field. Look what the flood has done to my cozy home. This is very bad. I must find a new home to live in, says poor Diggy. The water's not very deep, and he can make his way right across the field to the hedge. See, he's walking through all that water. He's gonna see if he can find a new home all the way over there, maybe where those ducks came from. Let's see. Diggy must look for a new home away from the water. A blackbird lives high up in the hedge, says Diggy. It will not be wet there. A bird's nest is just what I need. Diggy looks in the hedge until he finds an empty nest. He climbs in. I will be dry here, he says. Look, right next to another bird. Hey, Ruby Kate, thanks for joining in today. Oh, look, he even has a butterfly as a neighbor if he lives in a bird's nest. That would be so nice, wouldn't it? But when night comes, Diggy can't sleep. The moon and the stars are too bright. I don't want to live in a home without a roof, says Diggy. In the morning, he jumps out of the bird's nest in the hedge. Diggy goes along the lane. What can I do, says poor Diggy. See, that moon is just shining too bright for him. And there's bats and stars out. Hey, Harper. Hey, Ian. He's even got moths climbing into his house. He doesn't like a house without a roof, huh? I don't know if I would either. Let's see if he can find a different house. Oh, hey, Nevaeh. Let's see. So Diggy looks for a new home with a roof, and he meets a big, fat, brown toad. The toad says, come and have a bite to eat with me. He goes into the toad's home. If you want a home with a roof, why not have this flower pot? I'm moving out today. You can move in, says the toad. Hey, Danica. Hey, Bellboys. Look, that flower pot looks kind of nice. There's a roof. And look, there's some flowers. Ooh, even a caterpillar. How about that? That was nice of Mr. Frog. Let's see. But when night comes, Diggy cannot sleep. A flower pot home has cold walls. The hole in the bottom lets the wind in. I've never been so cold, says Diggy Mole. I don't want to live in a cold home like this, says Diggy. And so off he goes down the lane into a farmyard. Ooh, look, there's creepy crawlies in that house too. There's some bugs. Ooh, look at that, and a snail. Diggy does not like a flower pot for a home. Diggy begins to look for a new home that is warm. He sees Mother Hen with all of her little chicks. Mother Hen takes care to keep her chicks snug and warm, says Diggy Mole. I can make a cozy home in the hen house. I can make it with some straw. So there Diggy goes, making a nice warm house. Look, the sun's shining. Those baby chicks are going to be warm in that barn, right? I bet Diggy will be so happy. But when night comes, Diggy can't sleep. All the hens begin to snore. All the little chicks run about after bedtime. They do not want to go to bed. Look at them running around while their mommies are asleep. Diggy is very, very cross. I cannot stay here, says Diggy Mole. And in the morning, he goes out and across the cornfield. Look at those little chicks running around at bedtime. I know you would never do that, right? You always stay in bed when it's bedtime. Diggy begins to look for a new home where no one will wake him up at night. He sees a big tree by the side of the cornfield. This is just what I want, says Diggy Mole. I can make a home in the roots of that tree and no one will wake me up there. So Diggy begins to make a new home. Look, see, there's already an owl living in that tree. There's some bunny rabbit neighbors and some sheep in the field. And he's going to make a home right there. That looks like it'd be nice. And no little baby chicks to wake him up at night. But when night comes, Diggy can't sleep. There is not a sound. He's all alone and Diggy feels afraid. I don't like to be alone, says Diggy. I must go away from here. So in the morning, he gets up. He goes away from the tree and he goes along a sandy bank. He is very sad. What can he do? Oh no, I hope he can find a new home soon. Oh, Diggy sees a little door in the sandy bank. Here's a tunnel just like mine, he says. He looks inside and someone is coming along the tunnel. It is someone who has a soft black coat. Hello, I'm Monty Mole, he says. Come inside. I live all by myself. I'm so glad to meet you. And Diggy climbs into the tunnel. Look at that. It's another mole just like him. The water made a flood in my home, and I can't find a new home, says poor Diggy. A mole needs a tunnel and a cozy home to live in. It's great fun to share, says Monty. You can have my spare room. Hooray, thank you, Monty, says Diggy. Now I have a new home and a new friend, too. Look, they've got a cozy fire. They're sharing snacks, and now he has a home and a friend. The end. Yay! I'm so glad Diggy found a home that he likes. I bet your home has all your favorite toys in it and snacks. Maybe your home has your pet in it. It has all your stuff. So we are glad to see Diggy found a new home today. So parents, before we started reading, I was talking about how some of you had asked if I could read some books that are maybe targeted for a little bit older audience. And so I am happy and excited to do that. I've generally been reading stuff for kindergarten and below. And so we figured in the future I could maybe read something that was meant for a little bit older elementary. And so I'm absolutely going to do that. And in the future, I've chosen 2 books to read for older elementary. This one is called Do Not Open. And it's a little spooky, not very much, but just a little bit. And so that would be great for older kids. So I'm happy to read that in the future. And then in the future, I also plan on reading The Velveteen Rabbit for older kids. This is a classic, and it's one of my favorites. So the Do Not Open would be great for older kids. It's a little bit spooky, and the Velveteen Rabbit is just a little bit longer, so it might not be great for the younger kids. But don't worry, when I get ready to read those, parents, I will post that it's maybe meant for an older audience so that your kid doesn't get accidentally scared or accidentally bored. So in the future, be on the lookout for that, but don't worry, I'm still gonna keep doing kind of preschool aged books as well. So thank you guys for tuning in again today. I'm always happy to do story time with you. Parents, feel free to share with anybody who you think needs a story time break. You guys stay well and keep reading. Bye.